Good morning, everybody, and we're here live from Sparetime Amusements, or Sparetime Recreation in Whitinsville, Massachusetts. We have Matt DiPirro on the right, Zack Corbett on the left. This should be a heck of a match here. They're both leading their divisions. Matt's leading Division 2, Zack leading Division 3, and let's all give a big happy birthday for Zack Corbett as these guys get ready to go ahead and start their match off. Matt's going to make Zack bowl first on lane 9, so let's get some scoreboard elements up here. It's been a while. I'm a bit rusty, so bear with me. Alrighty, so Zack's off to a hot start in his first season in the ACST, 99 and 55 with 111.2 average. He's got 36 strikes, 121 spares, and he's going to start out on the head pin. He has 112 tens in 55 strings. Normally bowls out of Ryan's Family Amusements in Millis, Massachusetts. Let's see if he can pick up the baby spare. And he's going to catch the cap and get yeeted around. I tell anybody who comes to bowl here at Sparetime, plan to play the wood heavy. And if that music's too loud and gets us in trouble, well, I'm recording this, so it'll go up on our Facebook afterwards. And Zack's going to start out with a 9-box. Get his bowling information out of there so we're a little less distracting. I'm a big fan of the lanes here at Sparetime. They're pretty fair, I think, all said and done. Back on the head pin, and it's a yucky split. He's got the 6 and 7. I don't totally hate the wood. He's got 3 sticks, it looks like, right there on the plate, all around the side of the 5. Maybe aim far right, or is he going to try to pull it? Oh, he got it. Let's get a clip of that one. That was a pretty spare. Got the wood to hop and pop. Oh, and I'm in the wrong spot, making noise over here. So an early spare for Corbett, 19 plus a ball through 2. We'll see if we can compete with the other 2 games that are going on out there. I saw that his brother's actually bowling his ACST match in Millis. I believe that's being covered by Dan Castle. And he's going to fill it with a Nixon. So the 4-7, the 6-10. Again, can't say I hate this wood. I'd probably try to hit that maybe, well, I'm afraid of the ball getting to that back piece of wood. I kind of want to hit this guy right on the line and see what happens. Oh, it just popped over. I was hoping it was going to catch that angled piece that you see there and have enough energy to push it into the 6 and 10. But either way, nice easy pair here to pin out. And right on it, 35 through 3, or as Bob Lee would say, he's 5 above par. Since he's on this side, I'll move the scores over there. If it's your first time seeing a stream that I've covered, the yellow squares indicate that the head pin was knocked over by the ball on the first ball. The red circles indicate splits, as he's going to chop through the 3-hole, leaving the 1, 2, 4, and then the 6 and the 10. So usually when you shoot this, you kind of want to go between the 2 front pins, right between the 1 and the 2. Hey, Pat, how are you doing, buddy? Oh, absolutely blows the spare up. Let's get a replay of that one. Gorgeous conversion. Exactly what I said. It's almost like I can see the future. Beautiful ball. He's a much better bowler here at 21 years old than he was, 2 days ago at 20. All right, let's see if he can fill this here. A little thin, and Sparetime will make you hurt. Again, for all of these light fills that he's had, this is not a horrible leave. He's got the 5, 6, 7, 9, but get right on that tape. Yep. Wow. That's the way to start. 3 for 5 with marks here, 61 plus a ball at the half. And yeah, I'll bring up the little stats over here so you can see, where guys go. DiPirro's coming up at 115 and 53. 109.6 average. Again, he's leading. Oh, he's going quick. So let me get this out of here. As he fires away for his first ball of the day. Into the 3-hole, not a bad break. 1, 2, and the 4 is not going to go. I'll bring up his information on the left side here. So again, 115 and 53, and look at that. Marks are flowing as he rocks down the 3-pinner for the spare. 10 plus a ball right out of the gates. 24 strikes, 139 spares, 148 tens for a perfect box rate of 52%. Looking on the fill, and he's going to be right on the head pin, and he gets the late fall, breaking up the split. The 5 and the 9. He's got 2 pieces of yucky wood out front there, kind of blocking things, so you want to get up high on this for sure. See if you can ride this home. Absolutely clobbers it. I'm going to have a lot of highlights today. 28 plus a ball through 2 as both bowlers are out on fire. Matt uses Sparetime as his home house. I met him here, I met him on and off, I think, last year, but really kind of buddied up with him a bunch here, bowling out of Sparetime this year. And on the fill, it's going to be a bit short, but it's mixing. And the 2-pin falls backwards, so it's a bit ugly. He's got the 1, the 8, the 9. He's got a lot of wood on the plate there. He's got 3 sticks hanging out behind the head pin, so I'd just go right at it. Oh, and he did. And gets rewarded with a Sparetime pop. Takes out the head pin, just the 8 and the 10 to clean up here for the spare. Sorry, for the 10. And he'll just nip out the 10 pin with his first open box of the string. 44 through 3 up against a pair of spares. So let's see if you can get back on track. Although, I mean, anytime you're throwing a bunch of spares early on, it always feels good. And this one's going to get over to the 2. So he leaves the lambda on the right, the 1, 3, 6, and 9, and then the 4 and the 7 over on the left. So once again, you can try to shoot the hole, but usually that's the toughest break of all. If you don't get enough over into the gap, you know, you punch out the head pin and then either the 8 and the 9, and look at this. This is I think they call this a double pinochle. It does a good job pinning out with an 8 out of that. 52 through 4, so plus 12 and a 1-pin lead. But again, Corbett's sitting down on a spare. Mr. Brayton, too bad you couldn't come hang out here and get on the mic and have some fun. DiPirro's 5th is gonna push that guy. Come on. All right, so early this morning, these guys have had 4 splits and 10 boxes. But look at this wood. I don't hate it. I'd be looking to try to sweep everything super low from the right to the left. And he's staying out there, and he does just that. Look at that, folks. 6 spares. This is live, Duncan. Imagine that. Micah can do one live every once in a while. Unreal. 61 to 62, both bowlers sitting on a ball. If you want to swing down, Dunk, come on over. So I annoy everybody here because I love to have people bowl straddling, you know, the 2 ball racks. So this is all my fault that they're doing this. But it does allow them to, you know, reach for bowling balls in double headers. But most importantly, it allows us to get this great view down the middle so you can see the bowler's approaches and really get a sense of the action here at Sparetime. As will the 8 go. That is a 9-drop without the head pin being hit by the ball, but it went down anyways. So he finishes his first half at 70. I do not like that front wood, so he wants to get around it and just pluck that pin. Uh-oh. Oh, he gets it off the wall anyways. Hey, look, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, right? Zack's 4th mark of the string, 3 spares in a row. And I tell you, this is a game of spares. You would rather throw spares all day long than rely on a hammer. On the head pin again, it's a split, but it's a baby split, and boy, is this one juiced. I think I'm a little worried about the cap, but not really. Just go right at the stick. Drive that 3 right into the 10. And unbelievable. You remember when I said I wasn't worried about that cap? I should have been worried about that cap. He caught it, and it just took enough of the energy away from the ball. And looks like we're waiting on, oh, no, bowling balls on lane 8. So the cap definitely got in the way there, took the drive away from the ball, and unfortunately he's looking at the 10 pin for the 10. And that's a beautiful shot. Watched it right down the line here. plus 28, 98 through 7 for Corbett. I don't know if I'm going to have to pull that music down if we get muted or whatever, but again, I am recording this, so I will be able to upload it afterwards to the ACST YouTube page. And just as well, because that would have been a rotten fill as he lets that one get out of his hand, takes out the triangle 6, so he's got the heart of the rack still standing. Let's see if he can do it here. He's back on the nose and absolutely obliterates the rest of the rack. That is his 5th spare of the string, 108 plus through 8. 5 head pins, 4 splits, 5 spares, 2 tens, and so far only 1 stick left standing all string. A great start for Zack here in this match. And let's make that 6 head pins, 5 splits, an unfortunate 3-2. He's got a plank in behind the 3 and the 6 there, but I don't think he can get low enough to send it over. And it might actually block the 3 pin from getting out there. Well, that was an interesting kick. So he hits the 6-10, gets the wood engaged to catch the 4, but now he's got the 3 and the 7. You might as well try to get outside to the right of the red line here on this wood and see if it picks it up for you. Yeah, and it does, but not enough to have any energy to kick it over to the 7. It'll be a 9 box, only his 2nd open box of the string, just 2 pins left standing. As these guys are firing out of the gates on all cylinders. This is great. And back on the head pin. It's not a split. It is a Starlight 5 on the left-hand side. So 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. And I'll see if I have to lower that anymore because I definitely want the sound of the lanes. But I don't know if that bowling's if that is going to be too loud and get us in trouble. Zack's going to be out to the right, just taking out the 5 and the 8. We do not own the rights to this music. It's just being played in the hall, in the bowling alley where we're at. And it'll be a 9 box. 131. A heck of an opening string for Zack. Pretty darn clean. I mean, really, 7 head pins, 5 splits, 5 spares, 2 tens, 3 pins left standing the whole match. Matt DiPirro's getting up there, warming up in the background. Just because there's no one here. Alrighty. See if we can lower that music a bit just so we don't get in too much trouble. And DiPirro's going to fill his with a rotten split. So the splits will continue until morale improves. 68 for his first half, as I'm messing with numbers here. He's got the, well, he no longer has the 5. He had the 4, 5, 7, 10. He had a plank. I think he was trying to catch the 5 and the cap of that wood to see if things could happen. Now looking at the 4 and the 7 for a pair. He's going to get out there, take out the 7 for an 8 box. So 76 through 6, which is a great string, but finds himself trailing by 8 here. Alrighty, back on it. On the head pin yet again, leaving the check mark on the left side. So that is the 2, the 4, the 5, and the 7. See if we can get right at it. And he's going to be a little short, taking out the 5 pin. Just the left wing to pick up here for a 10 box. And it's going to trip it from behind. I like it. Sometimes the wall's your friend. 86 with 3 to go. And I don't know if this is my browser being a jerk, but I think we were frozen up for a second there. DiPirro firing away in box 8 in a bit of a hole up against the last mark. And that's one, yeah, that's one for the record books, folks. We are looking at him taking out just the 1, the 3, and the 6. So that is probably the weirdest split I've seen in a while. He's going to follow that up by taking out the 4, 7. And while this is an ugly box for him, things will start to get a little nicer. Let's see if he can clean up some of this mess. Get some sticks. Oof. Sometimes you fight your way through the box. So that's a 6 box. 92 through 8. He's going to need 40 pins to take the string in 2 boxes. So strike, spare, strike, spare, strike, spare. That'd be, either way, a great solution to this problem. And he's going to need to make a pretty shot here, as unfortunately the head pin isn't helping him here. He's got the 3, the 5, and the 9. He's got a stick that's parallel, well, perpendicular to them. He's going to punch out the 5. He really would have needed to get outside that thing and send it. Needs 2 sticks to stay in this one here. Oh, wow. It totally would have blown up if he'd hit that the first one. But it is what it is. All right. So, not that I channel miracles or jinxes, but a triple strike here is what's needed to take the game. A double strike 9 will at least get him a tie. But let's see what happens here. And that one's going to come across. And it'll be a setback. It is. That is split number 5. Split number 10 between both bowlers here in the first string. And he tries to cut it over. His first string's good, Barbara. For sure it's good. All right, let's see if he can get at least 2 of these. Save some face. Nope. Picks out a single stick. So a 110 for Mr. DiPirro in string 1, which there's really nothing wrong with that. It's just that Zack was on fire. Takes the first string, 131 to 110. Has himself a 21-point lead right out of the gates. So they'll do the bowling ball exchange to the other lane. Zack will get ready on lane 9. Both bowlers really on the head pin, both of them 7 out of 10, but the splits are live and ready for the action. 10 splits between them both. Both bowlers have been filling their spares well. And Zack's going to start out off the head pin, so my jinx is in effect. Punching through the 3 hole, leaving the lambda left, and then the 6 and the 10. And this one a little heavy, so he's going to punch through and take out the 1-8 and somehow manages to get the 4 to trip forward. So at this point in time, I'm greedy. I will always take my shots on this, especially if I've got a lead, but the right play is what he's doing to shoot for the 2, and he gets it. It's a 9 box. So a little colder than the first one. But hey, at least it wasn't a split, right? If you don't hit the head pin, that gets really difficult to do. The ACST is a head-to-head series of matches where bowlers compete in 5-string matches against another bowler that's in their same class. Classes are basically sorted from the highest average down to the lowers. This is Class C, which represents the 33rd to 48th bowler, as Zack is going to clean up the spare. And they are both leading their respective divisions. So division leaders automatically make it to the playoffs after 18 matches, and then 4 wild card bowlers will make it in. Zack with the spare is sitting at 19 plus a ball through 2, and here comes the fill. And he's having a hard time finding the head pin in this string. He's 0 for 3, but no worse for the wear as he gets an 8 fill on that. Looking at the 1-8, normally you want to hit this pretty square on. It's going to be tricky with that wood out there, the cap kind of sticking its face in there, so he's going to go outside. Nope. He came to the left, which would be good for the 1-9, but unfortunately for the 1-8, that's the wrong side. The ball gets out of town, and the pin just couldn't deflect into the 8. But right on it, he's pinning. Excellent. Excellent today. Another 10 box, 37 through 3. And I believe outside of 10s or better, he's only had 3 9 boxes so far. So that's quite sharp. Gotta love days like that. All right, box 4. Huh. Well, he's on the head pin. I think he may be regretting that decision. Looking at the 7, the 8, and the 10, I would say go to the left and aim for the stripe, but not with his ball. So I think you kind of want to get right on the pin, on the point of the pin here. So the high of the cap. And unfortunately, he's just going to miss it. But he has a decent setup here for the 710. Drill this and see what happens. Let's see if he can catch this right on the stripe. I don't highlight 10 boxes, but you saw the ball come back out of the pit there after bouncing off the wood to take out the 10 pin. Oh, those are always fun. All right, so the 10 box gives him 47 through 4. That is a lot early on here. Again, following up on a 131 opening string. Hey, it's a head pin and it's not a split. It is a standing half Worcester on the left. And let's see where this wood, now this wood is not going to be nice. So I would try to stay either, you obviously want to hit this dead on, but stay to the right, not dead on, yep. He stayed on the right side. His ball wasn't able to kick out to that wood to have it get pushed back in. These are always easy to pick up during a full rack, but when they're the last 2 pins standing. Good luck. Again, just pin, 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 pin. A 57.5. Above average pace. Again, his average is 111.2. Both bowlers are still bowling really well here as Matt gets ready for his start of his second string. See if he can dig into this 21-point lead. Been some good scoring early on here. As you see my magic box at the bottom, on the top left, it shows you how many pins he would need to tie Zack after the half. The center represents the total pinfall difference, so he's trailing 78 in the match through completed boxes. His first ball is on the head pin. It's a 3-2 split to the right, and that's going to come a little tighter than he wanted. Manages to catch the wood, tick out the 6 pin. So now he's got a mess here with the 3 and the 10, the 4 and the 7. 2 might get you 4, and 1 will get you 1. So just a 7 box for DiPirro in the start. Let's see if he can warm up here. Matt hasn't had quite the pinning success that Zack has had in this match so far. He left 11 pins standing. And there you go. He's going to pop through into the 2. He's got a little bit of a mess here. He's got the 1, 3, 7, sorry, 1, 3, 8, 9, 10. He's got some great wood behind it, so hit it in the pocket, maybe a little high. And he's going to get it real high. He came across, unfortunately, and sent that head pin out and around the 10, and gets rewarded with a piece of wood that was, well, unfortunately, the bowlers have to wait on the wood to stop. We'll see how it goes here. And it'll be a 9 box. So just to be very clear, my scoring is not the official scoring. I like to believe I can watch and see and score pins properly. But again, the bowlers are keeping score down there. Theirs are the official sheets that go in. I may check them once in a while, but I try to stay out of their way. Matt DiPirro starts out by picking up the spread eagle and then has a pin trip the head pin on him. So this does not count as a head pin hit, and he's got armor in front of this triangle 5. And oh, Weebles wobble, but they don't go down. That 8 pin stays strong. It was hit, but not there. So it'll be a 9 box, 25 through 3. Matt finds himself trailing 12 in the string early on. As you heard him there, no breaks. I think that, you know, would you rather have had the head pin up there or rather have had that shot at the triangle with all that wood out of the way? Yeah, he finds the head pin twice in the string on the head pin, both times ending in a split. This one, the triangle 4, and then the 9 pins. So the logic here is get to the left side of the 4 pin, try to kick it off of the 8, see if you can get that wood engaged. And he looks like he's A little heavy on the 4-pin, blows up the triangle nicely. Now just the 9-pin with a plank. So you have what, a 23-inch window of opportunity here? And he nails it right in the heart. Matching 10 boxes in the 4th for Zack and Matt. Obviously, the pinning and the spare, the difference right here. So Matt definitely wants to be sitting on a mark to try to get back in this string. He's going to start out short. They're still mixing around back there. The 5's going to drop. He's got the 1 and the 7, which is an odd drop. What I don't like is where you usually want to have the 1 fly into the 7. He's got the wood hanging out behind it. Oh, beautiful. Comes across. Lets the ball do the work. 45 plus as he takes a seat. So he's going to have a chance at digging back in here, and we'll take a look at where the match stands as Zack gets over, swaps out his bowling balls to the other side. Makes for a lot of fun here early in the morning. As Zack gets ready to finish up string 2 on lane 8 here at Sparetime. And gets the corner to go. First strike of the match. Zack gets a nice spinny pocket hit here. You'll see it happen as it wraps around, and then that piece of wood gets some traction, drives into the 7, and pushes it out of the plate. I guess he wants that bowling ball back. See if he can double it up here. 67 plus a pair. And that one's going to come across. He's still going to get some good action off the plate. First ball will result in a 6, leaving the 1, the 3, 6, and then the 7 post all the way over to the left. It's going to be a little heavy. Yep, it's going to be a lot heavy. Punches it in the nose, takes out the head pin. So he's got the 3, the 6, and the 7 to deal with. I don't hate that piece of wood if he drives heavy, but that's certainly not going to do you any good. And he'll end up with a 7 box, 81 through 7. It's always good when a 7 can be the worst box of the day. It's only his 4th open box here through 17. All right, 3 to go. Let's see if he can get back on track. And that one's going to blow up the half Worcester on the right, and when the dust settles, he's looking at just the 1 and the 2. So the Millis 8 here at Sparetime. Just watching it again on the delay, and it's just fun watching. Oh no, found a little grip on that one. All right, looking at the 1-2 still. Oh, grit here as he takes up the 10 box. 91 through 8 plus 11 over par. 2 to go. Let's see if he can put a smudge up there. He's had a spare and a strike. He's only had 3 head pin shots here in the first 8. And that's going to be 4. And it's going to be an ugly one. Second split on 4 head pins as he leaves the 3-2 to the right. So that's the 3-6-10. And then the 4-7 all the way over to the left. And it's about as close as you can get there without taking it down. I think you heard DiPirro's at the same time. Well, actually a little ahead of me. Looking at the 4 and the 7 to clean up for the 10, and that one's going to stay to the right. There'll be an 8 box. 99 with a box to go. He's got his work cut out for him here. He's going to have to get back to the hot pinning he had in the first string. Giving away 5 of the 7 fill on the 7 and the 8 in this half. That one's going to come across. That would have picked up the 4-7 that were standing, but unfortunately that was a fresh box. So it's got a lot of meat left here on the plate. You can just see the way that one went down. Good pop on the ball. He's off his target, but again, in through the half Worcester on the right. Blows up everything, leaving just the 1 and the 2. Let's see if he can clean this up. And that's going to stay outside. So after a hot opening string, he's going to close that one out with a 107. So it's a little below his average, but not that far off. Obviously, just, you know, it's really hard. Like, this game looks so easy. You'd think that it's so easy, but 60 feet is a long way for your ball to get a little swirly. DiPirro steps up, 45 plus a ball. Needs a total of 63 to take the string, 83 to tie the match. And he's going to find the head pin. It's going to be thin. It's going to be a baby split to the right, but that's a 7 fill. 52 for the first half. Looking at the 3, 5, 10. Stay to the right, stay to the right, stay to the right. Oh, you listen to me. Why? Wow, that plank just absolutely roadblocked the ball and pushed it around the 10 pin. Shakes his head, gets right back at it, plucks the stick. 62 through 6. Just needs a mark and some decent pinning here. So hopefully Matt can stay with it. And that one's going to go half Worcester on the left side. So obviously the 1, 5, everything to the right. And then the 4 and the 7. I shoot the gap here personally. And looks like he is. Great ball, no love. Leaves the parallel pins, the 5, 6, 9, and 10, no wood. So obviously at this point in time, you're thinking get 3. Ball is right on line for it. It's always fun when that happens and you get the slow fall from the back pin. You kind of hope somehow it's going to fall forward enough to take out the 5. Excuse me. All right. With 3 to go and needing some help, he's on the head pin and hosed with yet another split. He's got the 4, the 7, the 10. He's got some interesting wood because that pin is right up against the lip. You can see how it's, you know, almost cut off. He's going, oh, push, push. That's a hell of a shot. That's a hell of a shot, but just couldn't get the ball to, couldn't get the pin to roll hard enough into the 10. It makes for an interesting shot as he cleans up the 10 box. 81 with a pair to go. When a pin is up against the lip like that, you know, your ball is hitting it, you know, not flush with the ground, so it changes so much about the physics of the game. That said, when there isn't a pin on the lip, your ball's coming into the pin with a little bit of altitude and anger also makes it fun. He's going to be a little shy of the head pin here. He's going to leave the Caleri down the left, the 1, 2, 4, 7, the 4 horsemen with the 9 pin lurking behind it. Surprisingly difficult spare to run down, and oh, does a great job of getting the 1, 9, and just no love getting over to the 7 pin there. So from the looks of it, it's going to come down to the last box. Is he going to push through here? He does. It's going to be another 10. He's pinning great in this half. 3 10s and a 9, but would really love and needs a mark here to get in here. He's going to need a mark 6 to tie, mark 7 to win the string. He's starting out. Oh, no. All right, so he's had this for the second time this half. The half Worcester on the left. Let's see if you can do some damage here. Once again, you shoot for that gap, but this one was a little high. Takes out the 1, the 3, and the 5. So he's got the triangle, 6 on the right, the plank in front of it. See if he can cause some damage. And he'll take out the 3. So unfortunately, it'll just be a 99. A frustrating string for him with only the 1 mark. Both bowlers slowing down after their absolutely blazing opening string pace. But Zach's going to take it 107 to 99. Up 4 points to 2-0, leading 238 to 209. So early on, a 29-pin edge. As I move the scoreboards around, and I'm going to see about how we go here in string 3. Oh, we're going to get in trouble with this song, I'm sure. Alrighty, Zack starts out the 3rd, as I'll give him a 0 box to fill that in. Misses the head pin. He's got the 1, 6, 8, 10. He's got the wood set up as a great V behind it, but it's not necessarily super helpful here. I'm wrong. Absolutely clean the plate, being right on the nose there. Sometimes this wood doesn't deflect the way that you want it to, but this time, absolutely. They both stayed low. They played little, butterflies on the plate. Sitting there with a spare in the 3rd. And follows it up with a head pin hit that he probably wish he'd avoided. Leaves the 2, 4, 7 on the left, the 6 pin all alone on the right. No wood to help, so he's going to need a heck of a cut here. And that's going to go right through the uprights. Claps his hand in disappointment. Let's see if he can pick some up here for an out. He's going to pick a couple of sticks up off the wall there, wrapping the 2 and the 7 around the 4. 24 through 2. So far, Zack has been on the head pin 12 out of 22 times, and he has 12 out of 22 times, but he has 8 splits to show for it. And he's going to stay outside, probably the right decision based on how things have gone. And that will be a Caleri down the left. The 1, 2, 4, 7, and the 9 hiding out behind it. And he's going to just miss the head pin. He's going to trip it from behind, which almost wonders if there was a way he could have caught the 9, but now it's just the lone 9 pin here to pick up for a 10. And yeah, that one came down a bit early. You heard the skip lob at the line. He's going to catch the wood, wrap it out of there. It'll be a 9 box. 33 through 3. He's got a pair to go here before the half. That's a tough break. Oh, obviously it threw him off of his game for a long while there. Absolutely crushes the pocket, gets the late sweep on the 6 pin. His 2nd strike of the match. Right back at it, 43 plus a pair. Did he push the button hard enough? He did. We're just waiting on some pins, I guess. Oh, I want to turn up the volume real quick so we can hear what they're talking about. So Zack now, 43 plus a pair through 4. And this one's going to come up a little short of the head pin. Well, not short of the head pin, short on the head pin. You get some spinning, but kind of a rotten split when you're left looking at it, though I love, again, he's had some great wood set up here. So just drill the 7, 8, hope that stick gets over to the 10. Oh, he went a little high. Went a little high. But still, that's a solid fill on the strike with a 9. So that closes the 4th box at 52, and that wood is just going to say, you're going to have to deal with me. Hopefully he's going to roll out of there. Oh, it's rocking back and forth, so aim high, drive it through. And he's going to pull tight. But still, 61 for the half. Absolutely nothing wrong for that. Another hot start for Corbett here as he looks to go 6-0. DiPirro's going to have to drop at least 2 marks here as he gets ready over on lane 9. Here we go. On the head pin, a little high turn. Well, I don't hate this. The problem is the way that this is set up. Again, another 3-1 split. Oh, I like the wood better there. So he's got, no, stay over to the right, stay over to the right. He's got the 2, 4, 7, and then the 6. So now you want to shoot to run down the 2, 4, 7. No, you went a little too far. Took out the 4, 7. You wanted to catch that 2, run the wing down and hopefully have that touch the wood and push it in for you, but just not there. And he'll just take the 1 for a 9-box. The other score that I show down in my little magic box in the middle, it says comp, and that is through completed boxes. So where Matt is at 9 and Zach is at 16 through the first box, that's why there's a 7. That's just not nice. Wow. Takes out the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leaves the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So get outside this triangle. See if you can get that 6-pin to do some work. Oh, you can try the wood. Took out the 2 in the middle. The wall kind of kicked it out there, which not a bad decision. I think the way that I would go at that still would be, you know, pop between the 2. No balls. Think he needs balls. I don't think so. Are they coming? All right.
Give me no breaks and take my balls.
I know. There you go. All right. So he picks up the pair. It'll be a 9-box. 18 through 2, but only trailing 6, all things said and done. Looks like we got some action happening here at Sparetime. A few more rollers showing up, which is great. It's probably the first nice weather Saturday in a long time, so I'm sure people are outside. DiPirro's going to be off the head pin for the first time this string, but hey, he's not looking at a split. He's got the 1, 2, 7, 8. He's got some nice wood in the mix. Oh, he's going to come across. Pops out the 2 and the 8, so now just the 1 and the 7. And the ball return is still not playing nice. You hear him coming back in pairs. Aiming for the head pin. And the wood is the wood is denying him a perfect box. So unfortunately, 3 9s in a row. He finds himself at 27 through 3. He's down 6 up against a 19 box. So he's going to need a hot box here. I don't mean that in the worst way. Here comes Duncan McDougall. And Matt is going to push the corner, please. No love there as he's just going to get a whole lot of lumber on the lane. And not... oh, there we go. His much needed break as he's able to pop the 2 pins apart, pick up the 7-10, the 7-10. I got to get my splitter for the headset so we can hear each other. Yeah, I'll get the splitter. But your headset is live. Duncan lives in the area. Matt's going to get all but the 4-pin here early on. So he's got an army of wood to clean up.
How we doing, folks?
Oh, sounds like I need to bring Duncan's volume up a bit.
Oh, that'll help.
He is number 3. Actually, he is pretty high.
Testing.
Bring it up within here.
Sure.
Hang on 1 second. Let's see if he gets the spare. Oh, no. That one's going to sink in for a 9-box. Over here.
Good. That makes me feel a little better.
And he left it for a 9-box. So 55 at the half. We'll get this up there. We'll switch these over. 3, right? You are 3. Oh, you just have to bring it in tight.
Yep.
All right. I got to find the splitter for you.
Nice and cozy. That's all right. I can take over while you
Yeah.
while you drop
hunting
that
for
up if
goodies.
you want. Hello, folks. I've been listening on my drive over. I've heard a lot of head pins, a lot of splits. Welcome to Sparetime, baby. It's just the way it goes here. Some good bowling so far. We see a 6-pin lead for Zack Corbett in the first half of the 3rd string. We are officially at the halfway point, folks. And how about another split on another head pin?
All right. Hopefully you can hear each other better now.
I can hear you. I can also hear me too. Can we get rid of that?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, we get rid of me hearing me.
No, can't do that because we're in through the mixed audio.
All right, all right.
I can actually, you know what, I can. Let's do that.
Nice 9 for Zack Corbett cleaning up.
I like the win
Let me just fill that in. That's an A,
There
that's
you
a
go.
Q, and that was, I believe it was, let me go double check
Sure.
that for you folks.
I'll stay here and I'll mark it as a 9 either way.
Alrighty.
As we're sitting here having some fun, figuring out how to get everything done right.
9 confirmed. Thank you very much, Micah. Figuring out my audio. If I'm on a delay, it just screws up my talking a little too much.
That's kind of the plan, right?
That's fair. Another head pin for Zack. This one breaks up. It looked like it was going to be the same Starlight 5 +1, but trips out all the back pins, and now he's got a 3-pinner.
That always feels good.
Similar ball, just breaks up a little better. You say, thank you very much. And you try and go make it.
Trying to make.
Ooh, that one got away. Let that go a little too early, and it drives off. Would have been a good strike ball, but not what he was aiming for that time. See if he can clean up for a 10. I heard you remark earlier, he's been pinning very well. Got a little wild recently, but he's put together some nice boxes to really put up pins.
Yeah, I mean, the first string, he literally only left the 3 pins standing, you know, in the whole string, and then he left 8 in the second. He's already at 8 pins standing in this one. So his pinning's getting a little worse as he's going on, so hopefully we can get him back on track.
Yep. Just got to kind of settle in. Yeah, so that was the same general ball that he threw, kind of lagged a little bit. Really good working ball, though, today, so he still dropped 7. He's got the 1, 2, 8. Just got to be real heavy on that pocket. Yep. Can't really push outside.
Oh, staying out there.
Yeah, it's the same. He's been off to the right for the past few. Let's see if he can pull it back in.
Most importantly, he needs to keep his head in it. You know, that's one of the things with Zack. Is he's such a streaky bowler that when he's off, he starts to get frustrated.
Yeah, that's a promising ball to see from him right there. Get right
Absolutely.
back on that pocket. I thought it might take him, but not
It's
quite
spare
heavy
time.
enough.
You really got to be heavier. Certain old fat bowlers like me, we get an advantage.
Yeah.
Places like this.
All right, 2 boxes left, 6 over par thus far for Mr. Corbett.
Both bowlers hoping to get back to that first string form.
Yeah, I've seen Matt throwing a very, very solid ball the entire way through. Just didn't quite get the splits to break up for him last string.
Yep. Zack's going to be on the head pin. Actually, that is head pin number 6 in this string. He's only had 3 splits, so the first time he's got a normal pace, but it's the check mark on 3.
Yeah, it's never easy, especially when you're off right.
Nope.
And it's got a triangle to contend with for a 10 box here. Looking to get at least 2 of these.
Duncan and I, we do have our other, I think that should be our Candlepin podcast, is 100 ways to blow a triangle.
You can skin it so many ways. It only goes one.
Boom.
And Zack Corbett shows how. Wow, just annihilating it for a 10. Thinking, where was that ball on my spare? But
Exactly.
pins are pins, and he's at 96 through 9. So
we will avoid the common reference for that, right?
a 10 will force Matt to mark in this next half, although he would have to go perfect pinning to not hit a mark.
Oh, no, this time the Caleri on the other side.
Yeah.
We saw it.
I heard he made an unorthodox one while on my drive over. An unorthodox
Almost.
horseman on the Caleri, I should say.
Yeah. He
Off
had
the
the
head pin, pulled it back, missed the sleeper.
Julian Horseman.
Let's see what he can do here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Just a little outside. Not the worst setup to clean up the 1-8-10 here, but he, you know, I always get nervous when I see wood like that here because it just doesn't seem to fly right. He got a good spin out of him on the last string, but this one's gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute! Wait a minute!
You see that take a hard turn on the plate.
It came back.
As it gripped because of the spin. That's an 8 box and a 104 for Zack Corbett. Matt DiPirro needs an even 50 pins to get his first 2 points of the match.
Yep, Zack's starting to cool off a little here in the match, and certainly wants to reverse the direction that time.
Got a log jam.
11 pins left standing. This is probably, I have to blame Jeremy Seaholm. He really came in and was talking about pins left standing early on in the season, just the importance of it, and it's allowed us to kind of focus on it more and more in the league. And it really, really does show class to class to class. just how important pinning is.
Yeah, very rarely will you see a match where the person that leaves the least pins up doesn't win.
Yeah.
Like if you're pinning out, more often than not, you're taking at least 8 points.
Yep. And to be clear, we're not, it's not like a John Madden thing where they say the person that leaves the most pins standing loses.
No,
we're
it
talking
does
about boxes
happen.
where you're not getting strikes or spares, so you're getting bonus points on it as well. So obviously, just the desolate, the open boxes are what kills you.
Yeah, you'll never see a 12-2 match where the person that gets 12 points leaves up 30 more pins
Right.
than the other person. Like you have to be at least contending in that battle,
Yep.
as well as marking and filling.
All right, Matt here, starting out his second half on the nose.
It's another great ball from Matt
Get
DiPirro.
out of there.
I don't actually hate it. I think if you just go right at that pin, it should carry because that wood in the back
Well,
is
that's
so
true.
juicy to take that back triangle back down.
He tends to throw a really straight ball on that
That's
side.
a sick shot. Oh!
Didn't want that wood.
You're killing me, Smalls. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then we always forget that the bowling ball is round and likes to go up in the air.
Man, that was brutal. What an outstanding ball for no luck. Nice 10 clean up.
Duncan and I deciding on which way we can jinx the bowler.
Oh, my goodness.
The good news
It
is,
looks right on line.
after everything being a 9 for the first half of the DiPirro, he had 4 9s and a 19. At least he's got them all down this time.
Hey, if he tens out here, he wins the string.
That is true.
Definitely looking for more here, though. And, that won't help right there. Oh, maybe it will. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
That's one way to skin an eagle. As Matt DiPirro takes out a wing, and now he's got the same shot to contend with, this time with different wood. I don't know if it's
if he
better
can get
or worse.
between them. If he can get between them.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, he's high on the cap. Yep. You needed to get between them.
Well, this is the same leaf.
It really
Somehow
is.
he took out the, what was that, 3-6 again?
This is, oh no, formulaic bowling. Yeah, he
Oh, man.
just unreal.
All right, let's see how he leaves those 4 pins up this time.
It'll be a 9 box.
Yeah.
His 5th 9 of this string.
Will now officially require a mark to win the string. 10 out for a point, but 3 boxes to go. 3 tens is a tall order. Spare is less so. That's our first
That is.
lemon drop of the day. I would have to assume these
Yes.
bowlers are high quality. Balls don't usually get away like that.
Or-
I always say when I do this, it's a spare leave.
It is.
Throw a hammer.
Well, I think prior to that, the other really worst first balls have been, I think Zack had knocked out the triangle 6, blew it up for a spare. DiPirro looking at the 1 3 9 10, so they've pretty much been right down the meat most of the day.
Yeah, just like that. That's a great
Oh
ball.
no, now he needs a mark to stay in.
Blocks.
I'll make it
82
easy on myself.
through 8.
Right at the nose, Matty.
See if he can throw that ball again. It should break up a little more mix.
So far, with 2 boxes to go, both bowlers have had 6 head pins, 3 splits in the string. And Matt's going to avoid upsetting that pattern.
Matt's still looking for his first strike of the match as well.
Yep.
This is going to be really tough with that wood in the back to take out this 1, 2, 8, 9.
I think the good news is if you go with the pocket, that head pin probably catches that piece of wood high to drive it straight back. So
He's going right at the head pin.
He
Yeah,
went
I
straight
was
at it.
worried about it taking the 8 pin. Everything else was kind of wired.
yeah, that's why I wanted to get you wanted to get across a little more.
Yep.
Yep, but
I see the vision. Just got by it. Really a good bit at it. And that
Oh.
will be 9, despite what I thought would happen.
yep. Well, I mean, he needs a mark anyways. Now he just needs a 4 fill instead of a 3.
He
So,
finds himself in a similar situation to the first string, where he needs a mark in the 10th box.
and that's the fun. So
Decent
the beauty of the ACST is, yes, you might not be seeing people throwing 130, 140 every string. And a shout out to my buddy JB, who threw the 162, I think, last night. The pair's got to run down the 1 2 4 3 pinner here. But you got bowlers of comparable skill levels going head to head most of the time. And
Just skates by the head pin. Zack Corbett's going to skate out another 2 points as he survives another tough string.
Oh, man.
And DiPirro's going to 9 his way to the 100. So slowly but surely whittled away that 9 drop. And with 3 strings down, finds himself trailing 6 points to 0. But there's only a 33 pin difference in the match. So if this trend continues for Zack, Matt might find himself sneaking out of here with 8 points. So it's certainly anybody's game still with 2 to go.
There's that variance with pinning that we were talking about. Matt DiPirro did outpin Zack Corbett that string by 2 pins, but because Zack Corbett has an extra mark. That carries everything right there. All right, Zack looking to kind of find the groove again. He's throwing a really easy ball at first string. See if it can carry again. Goes a little awry that time. He's got the 6-pack left standing.
I never call it that. I don't know why.
That's a good name for it.
I was thinking of it as like 1-5 and everything too.
I'd like to say that the left side's gone. Now he's got the right side to contend
I like
with,
that.
But
Yeah.
also the middle too. But it paints a picture.
Yep. This goes back to how old I am and listening to Don Gillis call it every Saturday morning.
There you go. All right, 9 bucks to start for Zack. The worst 9 bucks, everything but the headband.
Hey, that gets you an invite to my bowling team.
I always say I did everything but my job when I got that. The whole point of this game is to hit the one in front. And Zack,
He liked it so much, he's going to try it again.
This is almost the identical setup with the wood.
Complete with the wood and everything.
That's crazy. Just think, just find that head stick. Doesn't matter what happens.
And deja vu.
Oh my goodness.
Almost picture perfect repeat on the second ball.
Yeah, that wood's going to stick around. It's not going to help. But
No.
I'm sure he's got it in the corner of his mind.
I'm not going to rule out that the wood won't help the way that he's been making things move
You
around.
know
here
what?
today.
You're not wrong.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's... I didn't want to say anything, but that one was coming right there.
Through 2 boxes, no head pins for Zack in any way, shape, or form.
Hey, if I'm off the head pin for 6 straight balls and I get 2 9s, thank my
you
lucky
can't-
stars.
You don't get too much better.
And this time he'll try the right side.
All right, we're up to 7 now.
Yep. If I were talking crap out there to him, I would say, don't try the other side. Try the head pin. Try the one in the middle.
So he's got the lambda left in the 610.
Yep. The sleeper's wired.
And we're
You got to hit the object.
at this point in time, it starts to get into your mind. That's 8 balls without hitting the head
Now,
pin.
at this point, are you just going for the head pin just to see if you can hit it, or are you going for the 2 pins? 'Cause it's a
Early
really
in the
huge
string, if I don't have a reason just to go for the 2, I'm certainly shooting the head pin.
He's going 2, and he's absolutely going to drill it. That's, one would say, the first object he's hit so far.
in the string.
Yeah. Sadly, it wasn't the head pin he was aiming for.
So we'll give him 8. We'll still keep him on 8 misses on the head pin. We'll say that he wasn't aiming for it on that one.
Yeah.
So
1 for 9 on his objects.
there we go.
That's
Is it going to push to the corner?
It will
Nope.
not.
Coming back this way.
And all that wood's kind of pushing away unless this...
Flatten on the
double
touch.
wood.
Oh,
I think it flattened enough. I think if you go where they meet, it should flip it into it.
You don't want to hit that pin. You want to hit the one in front.
That's correct.
Oh, well.
He's going right where I thought it might go, and it just went around.
All I can think of is that we could look really closely at it on the other camera. They may not have been right on top of each other, so that
Yeah,
that
it really-
little gap.
It just snaps straight back instead of doing any sort of kick.
It's part of how how it plays here at Sparetime. You really just got to play the wood really heavy.
I can confidently say Zack just put 3 balls right where he wanted.
That is true.
So that's a good sign, at least, even if it didn't result in the mark.
No, because I think for the first time we're looking at him under par at the half potentially here. So
Just because of that, he's going to throw a hammer.
Duncan calls it.
Ah, man,
He absolutely hammered the 2 pin.
he was all over it.
We got the 4 horse down the left-hand side. I'm not a fan of where that wood's peeking out between the 3 and the 6.
I think it's a little too far behind him.
I hope
in
so.
point of fact. We'll never know because he didn't hit it. All
It's
right.
like the Tootsie Roll pop. Unfortunately, he takes out the 3 and the 10. He's got the 1 and the 6 here. This will make a pretty 10. Sit down at 47.
Yep, Zack with his first open half.
Yep. Swept it
That
from
is a nice
behind.
10.
So yeah, I think if we look back real quickly, his previous halves were a 70, a 57, and a 61. This one just 47 at the midway point. Matt DiPirro's got to be licking his chops going, oh, thank God, I don't have to go crazy.
Yeah, Zach's had, what's that now, 11 open boxes in a row, I believe. So,
Trying to find the plot again.
That is correct, but DiPirro's on the same streak. He's got
Yep.
6 coming in. So
There you go.
let's get some marks here. It started out so good. I think they had, 6 in the first? Oh,
That won't help right there.
take something.
Yeah, get over.
Take another one.
Take a friend.
Take a friend.
one more friend.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Boy, it took its time, but that was a much-needed breakup.
Matt DiPirro, that's the second eagle in a row that I've seen him just kind of wipe out without even throwing that second ball. Here it is right here.
Oh.
And just a hair light.
The lane gives, the lane takes away.
Yeah, that's instant karma. Can't bowling.
But rocks it
a
out.
lot of that at Timber today as well with the Pro League going on.
Well, they certainly weren't seeing it yesterday when Taylor and Nichols went at each other for.
Taylor and Douglas.
Sorry, Taylor and
Yeah.
Douglas went at each other for
What
a,
were
heck of
those
a brutal
scores?
match. You know what? I probably have them here.
That was insane.
I'll let Duncan talk a bit while I chase it down. I know I pulled them in yesterday.
That was just a monstrous run. All right. Oh, we've seen this before. This is the Hay Bale +1, the Starlight 6, I suppose. Yeah, it's the
Starlight and a post.
Starlight and a post. There is wood on the post. You just have to play it like you're trying to get the 5 pins and hope something kicks over.
Absolutely. And he looks like
You can't play this too pretty.
That's the same exact spare ball he threw on the 3-pinner.
Yeah, ideally you want to be on the other pocket, on that on the 3-6 pocket, but he was on the 3-5 and hit it good. Just didn't quite carry it. Oh, here we are. My goodness.
Taylor versus Douglas was a 650 to 654 match.
Yeah,
Just
that's chaos.
beautiful bowling.
Yeah. All right, good 9 from Matt DiPirro.
DiPirro fights out the 9.
Yeah, Sean Taylor losing a string, 130 to 136. Comes back, throws a big $149. There's only one bad string I see out of the whole match.
That's Taylor's 101.
And he bookended it with a 149 and a 133, so he came right back onto it.
It's funny, Paul was talking to him after the match and talking about the, you know, how'd it feel? And Chom's like, I threw a 101. I threw a 120 there. It's a totally different conversation.
Yep, absolutely.
Matt
DiPirro, another split. I don't hate this wood.
Nope.
See if he can kick it. I think the red line on the,
Further-
on the far right.
Further right, the better.
No, I think he read that wrong.
Or just missed. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I agree with you. You want to get as far right on that as you can legally get.
Yeah, if you can redline that, you can probably push that wood back
Yep.
and make the other one kick over into the 8. It's going to be a 9 anyways. Matt DiPirro continues his high rate of pinning, really hitting objects really well right now, just not quite getting the breaks.
These poor guys have gone a little while without a mark, so hopefully we see one here before Matt takes a seat.
It's interesting to see the dichotomy of it because Matt DiPirro is really on his objects right now and just not getting the breaks. And Zack Corbett's gone a little wild, but also is still not getting the breaks when he's looking for it.
Misses the head pin for the first time, this string, but no, not really that bad. I mean, he's got the 147. I really do like that wood between it if you hit up high.
Yeah, we've seen him snap harder things, just like that. Kick over.
Oh, there
fall
we
into
go.
it. And there is the dry streak over.
Gotta get something,
DiPirro.
right?
It's a
Something.
nice spare. Just keeling the 4-pin over into that 7. Threatening to throw a ball at Micah, which you can see, which is probably better.
Oh, wait.
And here we are on the fill.
Protected by the replay.
It's not a good fill right there. It's going to be a 4.
You know,
And I don't even know what to call it. This is just a mess.
it's just the cluster in the middle,
It's
right?
a mess.
The cluster
It's so hard to make. You got to be really, really tight, and well, you have to hit.
Well, that was a good little sweepy mix to take out the back row for him. I was looking at the 189 until that happened.
That does bring up something where if I have this leave and I just whiffed my second ball, I might go for the 3-pin on my ball, realistically, because I have more of a chance of taking more pins and getting over a 9 out of it. You can chop that head through.
Yep.
Light is.
But there we have it. A 4-fill, a 9 box has him at a 51.5, so at least he ends up above par, and more importantly, he has a small lead in this string at +4 over Zach, and broke the dry stone mark for both bowlers. So what started out so hot, you know, the bowlers had what, 8 spares in the first string combined. It's definitely tapered off a bit.
Credit to them, despite the markless behavior of the past string or two. They've been pinning very well overall. No terrible boxes. I don't see a 6 on the bunch. As Zack Corbett just demolishes the head pin, and look what he gets for it.
Right on time with Duncan saying 6.
Triangle 5 plus this 10. That's killer. So play the triangle, see what happens.
Aim left.
Yep.
That's going to stay right.
Not a bad ball, just not good enough.
So now just the 8 and 10, pick a stick. I'd play where the wood is to see if I can't get some crazy luck.
Once again, it's good to see Zack on his objects right now, though.
Oh, he drove it through.
Yeah. It's not, once again, not a bad ball. That's just a tough 8. Nothing you can do.
I mean, like I said, when you make that decision, you're going for the stick. It's, you know, you're hoping you're going to get that wood to play nice for you. This time it just said, nah,
Yep.
I'm out.
I've seen the wood screw them over a couple of times recently.
Yep.
And how about it?
Oh.
Just off the pocket, just scooted by the head pin. He's going to have a Cleary.
He's got the Cleary right, so the 4 horsemen down the right-hand side, and the 8-pin lurking back there. Obviously, a shot like this rarely gives you any wood. Oh!
Just a hair heavy on the head pin that time. Carves out 2.
A lesson in physics for you today.
3-pin comes off the wall and just dies.
All right, so blow up the 2, see if you get a kick into the 8.
Yep. Don't get greedy here.
Oh, come on.
That's a 9. That's enough. That's a good 9 again. Zack's finding the rhythm and just can't get it to break up right now.
64 through 7 and a markless 4th string for Zack Corbett.
It's so frustrating. You finally find a pocket, you let it go, start the half right, boom.
It-
Weird split. Good luck making it.
It is absolutely amazing. Just
Right on cue. That's 10-pin. Will not fall. No
Wow.
reason in particular. He hit it really good.
it really is right on cue. You know, here we were talking about, I was about to literally, I was going to say, it is amazing the amount of difference the smallest variation can make on how your ball hits the ball.
Millimeters sometimes.
Oh, I like it. Oh! He hit it. He hit it. It just didn't go. He tickled it from behind.
What more do you need to do, man?
Good Lord.
I was just going to say, I almost liked it better than, than in the middle, because at least you can throw something off the wall. He just went straight at it and put an outstanding ball on it. That one's going to go in the channel. That's
I
gonna
love
be-
shots like that. I really do. You know, like, because you know, I have to hit the triangle on this side, so you're kind of giving yourself grace if you don't get the triangle. You're thinking about how to get that front pin to carry over.
That's fun. Recently, I've had fun trying to make it. It's like the 5-7-8 or the 5-9-10. And how about another head pin and another ridiculous split? Are you kidding me? The diamond +2?
Well, we say it all the time. If you're thin at spare time, you're in trouble. And you know, his ball has so much spin on it. When he caught the inside of the 1, he just went to the wall and stayed there.
Yeah, that broken side's not doing him any favors right now. And he's going to carve out the 5, take the 9 with it.
Oh, take a breath. Take a breath.
See if he can pin out 2.
Yep.
And he's going to need a big mark on the end to save this string.
Ooh. Oh.
Well, he gets
You know,
just the 2 he was aiming for.
why not just pick up the weird 6-7 when you're at it? Huh?
Yeah, that's easy. These shots are so easy when you're not.
Stylish 8-bucks for for Zack here in the 4th. 1 to go, just 81 through 9.
Yeah,
so.
looking for a 19 to get back into triple digits.
I agree.
But,
Oh,
Mark here would put a little.
that's a heartbreaker. That was a
That's
good
so
ball,
killer.
probably the best that he's thrown. You know, in this half, he's had 4 out of 5 on the head pin. He's had now 4 splits, and this was definitely the best of the bunch.
Yeah, a really good ball, and I don't even know how you make this.
Use the wall,
Yeah.
or try to, right?
Yeah.
So, you notice here at Spare Time they have those white plastic gutter inserts, and I often wonder just how much they take out of the play here. As I'm thinking about using the wall, and he'll take another 8-box, so a frustrating string for him. Markless 89. But I think about like those inserts versus a solid wood, or like the bounce that you get out of wood. They don't seem to have the same sort of bounce out of the gutter that you get here. And I wonder how much that affects, when you're thinking about playing a shot like that, possibly throwing the 6 off the wall and hoping it comes back out. But
Yeah, the material they use for every part of the deck and everything surrounding it is a huge impact. That's why you hear people talk about sidewalls. There's so much that goes into it. It's the durometer of the sidewall. It's the actual composition. It's how tight it is against the wall. There's it's the intricacies that really play a massive factor. At DiPirro, looking to get his first 2 points, he's going to have to contend with a split to start.
I think DiPirro got jealous that Zack had all those head pin splits in the second half, so he wants to start out with a bunch of his own. This looking at the 3-7-10, but I like that wood.
I do too.
Get in, get in.
Good ball.
Oh, good ball.
No love for anyone.
Up and around it goes.
See, it's one thing if one bowler's getting hosed, then it's just frustrating for that guy to watch the other one get all the breaks. And right now, it's just
I mean, this is you know, this is part of the fun of Candlepin. You know, there is no defense. You know, I'm going to root for you no matter how badly I'm bowling, because in my mind it puts me in a better mood for when I get in there.
Yep. Absolutely. That's one of my favorite things to say in ACST. If I throw a cruddy half or whatever, I go up there and I say, hey, make it hurt.
Yep. Well, the last few matches I've had, the bowlers have definitely done that. It's been great.
Same. Oh, that's just standard for me. Class this year. Having a blast doing it, though. Matt DiPirro plucks out it, throws an eagle ball, gets an eagle leave.
Absolutely.
He's going to have to clean up 3 for a 10 box here.
He's going to get 2 from the looks of it. Oh, no.
Oh, block.
Wow. All right. So it remains tight, 68-64.
Yep.
Both bowlers struggling mightily here in the fourth.
Yep. He's only going to need 22 pins in the next 3 boxes, though. So good pinning will win him. He's got eyes on total right now, though.
I would definitely be looking in that direction.
And that'll help right there. Thunderous 9 drop. Matt DiPirro can't carry the 7. But that's all the pinning he'll need to win this string. If he picks up his spare, all of a sudden he can start making big strides.
This is a big pin. It's going to be in his head while he's throwing. Is that going to get over there?
Oh, just goes wide. Lets it go a little early.
Boy, that's brutal.
Yeah, you can see he has a very short arm delivery to begin with, but that one was particularly so.
He's got the delivery that I would like to see Steve Carden get into, where it's only coming back to 9 o'clock behind you, versus Carden brings it way up and
He
has
brings
some
it
trouble
up and
coming down.
spikes it into the floor.
He certainly does. He certainly does. All right, DiPirro at 78 with a pair to go. That one's going to be a little short. Aren't we all? Well, not Duncan. Not Zach. Nope. So on behalf of the short Italians here in attendance.
All right, it's a tough 6 pins to contend with here.
1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9. Well,
that's going to get way far away. I thought it might even collect the 9, but he's going to need an out here all of a sudden.
Yep. Go right at the heart.
Right at the heart. See if he can get 3 of these. We'll put you in a good space.
Where's your eagle ball? Uh-oh.
Oh, half Worcester, 6 box. Still okay. I mean,
yeah, it needs 5 for the 5 to tie, 6 to win.
Going to eke out this most likely. He's kicking himself right now.
This is a big missed opportunity. Yeah. 5 head pins, 3 splits for DiPirro so far. 5 head pins, 4 splits for Corbett. Just lanes are fighting him. They're playing really, really tight as he punches out the half Worcester on the left.
Yeah, he just threw that ball.
Don't bunny hole this. Don't bunny hole this. Don't make it that you have to think about that third ball.
Oh no! And all of a sudden, this is
good lord. Good lord.
Oh my! He needs 1 to tie, 2 to win. And
you got
not the rack you want.
Oh,
or that sort of thing. No, he's gonna go bunny hole. Oh my goodness!
You can see it on his face. That was so close to picking out 2.
Oh man, that is just brutal. Happy birthday, Zack Corbett. See, just,
there's your birthday present,
yeah,
Zach.
Seriously, what a save
Boy,
of 2 points.
You know, I feel like the jerk because I'm sitting here and after punching the half Worcester on the left, I'm like, all right, just aim to the right, pick out a bunch, and he ends up with the half Worcester on the right. So now you're just looking at a teepee. You know, what do? Do you just sit there and shoot for the 2? You know, you got 2 giant gaps, and wow, just that is brutal.
Absolutely heartbreaking right there. Not for Zach. Zach's happy. He's got 8 points by the skin of his teeth right there.
89-88, 4th string as Corbett finds himself up 8-0. He's only up 34 in the match.
What a rock fight that was.
Good lord.
All right.
And Zach's going to start out off to the right.
Yep. 34 pin lead in total for Zack Corbett. So if he throws another 89, Matt has a chance. But otherwise, Matt's going to need to pull a huge one out to take 6 points out of this.
You know, that's the beauty of the ACST, though. Like, we've seen it.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
It's
30, 40
possible.
pins,
and I've seen Matt
vaporized.
do it too. I've seen Matt throw big 40s, 50s
Yep.
out of nowhere.
I mean, both bowlers have, you know, pretty decent high singles this year. pull it up real quickly. I want to get Zach's opening salvo as just a 6 box.
Well, I was talking earlier about how they weren't really throwing bad boxes, and then the last 3 boxes we've seen have been 6, 4, and 6. So egg on my face.
Absolutely. So DiPirro so far this season had a high single of 146, a high 5 of 590. Zach a 152 and a 617. Both bowlers do have the potential to go off in a string.
617 out of this Class C is ruthless stuff. I pity the man who had to bowl against that.
And we're going to have a setback. I think that's the first setback I've seen today, looking at the 4, 5, 7.
I remember you saying that Matt DiPirro had one earlier when I was driving in.
All
I
right.
might be wrong, but
I don't remember.
regardless, it's a rare leave today for sure. Mostly it's been more clear-cut splits.
Yeah.
So that's going to wait for that wood to settle. Not that it's really going to help. It's just too flat.
I don't know if it's a bit behind. I like it because it allows you to kind of take that energy and kick the 5 up. No matter when you're shooting out the 7.
Yeah, he's going to go for the 2 and get 1 out of it.
I normally on a no wood help there. I try to get the 4 off the wall.
Yep. Even if it's the other side, you try and throw something off the wall with that
Yep.
2 pins.
And it'll be a 9 box as he picks out one after another, leaving the 4 standing.
Yep. The idea behind that is that if the 4 is hitting into the 7, it will already be potentially coming back a little bit.
Right.
So when it hits that wall, it has a relatively okay chance.
Yeah, you're hoping that you're just going completely sideways.
Yeah. And when I say okay chance, I mean like
Not
10%.
really.
It's possible.
Boom! Well, the good news is he hit the head pin, and the better news is it's not a split.
That just broke Matt DiPirro's brain as he just
So much fun.
absolutely loses his mind over the first 189. Man, my goodness. What do you even do at this point? What do you just, you're hitting objects. You're getting 189. You're getting setbacks. You're getting triangle plus 1s. Man. And Zach's going to make the setback out of that. How the heck did that happen? As I said, these shots are so easy when you're not going for them. He's going to have a 2, 3, 4, 7, and he's going to make it for absolutely spectacular 10 bucks.
So much fun.
Outstanding pinning from Zach in the face of adversity right here. And let's see what he can do to make up for it. He's going to drop 8 and actually get a leave to look at this time. How about it? This is the 4, 8. There is wood in between. I don't love it, but should go. No, he missed it. Put a good bit on it, just didn't quite get it over. That's frustrating right there. You finally get the break and you let it go like that. It's when you know you just gotta get out of your own way, get out of your own head. And a 9 box for Zack Corbett puts him at 34 to 3.
All right, took a brief vacation. I'm back here.
So you missed him on that 189. He made the setback out of it on his second ball. Clean. And then he cleaned it up for a 10.
Brutal.
I told him, as I said earlier, these shots are so easy when you're not aiming for them.
Exactly. All right, if you're going to miss the head pin, that's the way to do it. He's going to end up with a baby split. He's got the left wing, the 2, 4, 7, the 9. A couple of pieces of wood that I think are lying a bit flat, so red line on that front stick.
Yeah, one of my favorite stats in Candlepin, the head pinless split.
Messes all my math up. A little high, but it went anyways. I
Boom,
like it.
baby. It's a good spare to set himself up for the second half. Zack Corbett, 44 in a ball at the half, has a chance to put himself over par with his first ball of the second.
Matt's collecting his thoughts and his bowling balls from lane 8, coming over to lane 9. And yeah, after that disappointing 4 box, hopefully he can get back on the horse and go in the right direction here.
Did you notice you made the setback on that 189 clean? What do you mean? So you left yourself the setback the first box.
Got Duncan sitting there chatting with Zach about
Then you went 189.
the follow-up
Then
on
you
the...
made the setback on your second ball when you missed.
Oh, another breakup. Excuse me, Matt. Matt's had a good job.
So easy when you don't
had a decent amount of luck.
Just giving Zach grief, as is my prerogative.
And look at that. Lo and behold,
Is that a mark?
a nice, easy spare for Mr. DiPirro here to start out the.
You're not supposed to get nice, easy spares. That's crazy.
All right.
All right, setting himself up. Let's see if he can string a few together, give himself a good shot.
Absolutely. This one's not going to break up.
That ball should have helped, but here we are with a 3 and 2.
The first one broke up for him. The second one is going to stick around.
And to win, it's a decent ball. It's only going to get 2 and 3.
Yep, a little up on the high side. Looking at the 6, 7, and 10 to clean up for some pins here. He's grabbed 2, right? Uh-oh.
Well, sure he was trying to grab 2, but here we are with a 7 box. 22 through 2 nonetheless. Finds himself up in the
Up for the moment.
However, if he's got eyes on total, that's going to hurt.
That, and he is staring down a spare in the 5th by Zack. So, all right.
2 more
Good
marks
ball.
to put him in a good spot, and that's going to be a check mark with really good wood on it.
Yeah, I definitely don't mind that at all.
No, this plays like a 2-pinner right
Yep.
now.
Play the 2-5 and let it carry. And play the 2. Oh, off the wall.
What a read. Matt DiPirro getting the unorthodox spare as he drills the 2-pin.
He certainly did.
Sends it off the wall. Sends that wood off the wall. No, is another piece that came in.
Yeah. It literally, it
Little
just.
Jenga build up, and then it just.
It's like that old game you had as a kid with the 2 sticks that you had to hold apart and let the ball roll down.
Yep. Hey, he'll take him any way he can get him. As he's looking
Good
to
fill.
fill it up. That's a nice
Slice the
Brooklyn
5.
Side. Whoa.
Yep. We've
As
had
if
that,
the
I think,
setback
before.
wasn't hard enough. He's got a additional sleeper pin, additional post to deal with.
Right. Based on the way that the last spare went for him, he should shoot the 5 into the 7. He's looking for the 2.
I like the concept, but he played it the way he probably should have, and just didn't quite get it.
I think still on this one, I'm playing the setback. I'm playing the 6 off the wall. And
What he
it'll
did.
be an 8. It'll be an 8. So 46 with 1 to go, staring at a spare.
Yep.
So if he wants to take his lead in, unfortunately, he's going to need to put 1 more smudge down.
Well, if he gets a 9 or better, he would technically have a lead.
No, I know, but I mean, he wants to cut into Zack's hands.
But if he wants the chance at total, he's going to need to make a pretty one here. So he's got the 1, 3, 9, 10.
Boy, that pin came off the left wall with great energy. Just didn't find a target other than the 6 pin.
Yeah, that flew. It's weird how it sometimes it flies, sometimes it dies.
And unfortunately, just a bit heavy on the head pin. Doesn't find a way to the back row. Looking at the 9 and the 10 to clean up for a 10 box here. And he'll pluck out the single stick. A 55 half. So Zack's going to get a chance to come in here and fill up his spare. He's at 44 plus the ball. So not going to gain them all right here. DiPirro really in real trouble of going down 2-12 here without a big second half.
Yeah, as of now, it is 23 pins in advantage of Zack Corbett. He's got a fill ball as well. So we'll see what the final count's going to have to be after these 5 boxes.
Uh-oh. Well, the skip lob didn't hurt him there as he managed to blow through the 2-hole and get
Yeah, as
7
you,
filled.
as you said, that additional spin that he puts on the ball just makes that impact so nice. If he's not punching, it's going to mix well more often than not.
I mean, the key to the game, and it really is, it is about consistency, but throwing harder does help, but the rotation on the ball is hands down probably the most important element of the game.
I'd have to agree. Like
This
you see Timmy Douglas absolutely rip the ball, but what you're not seeing in real time is how much
He cranks
torque
that.
he puts on it.
Yep, absolutely. And that's what gets the extra action out of the pins.
Yep. Sean Taylor too, he just turns it all the way over and just rips it so that it doesn't translate into turning the ball at all.
Right.
But it just, if you watch it, you see the impact of it. It's just the ball is turning over itself all the way down the lane.
That's exactly it. Zack, unfortunately, is going to take out the left half booster to start this one out, and then the triangle 6. So after a 10 box, he's a little pick and pluck here.
This is a very challenging configuration to have a nice out. Looking to get release 9.
Well, he does. Not the way I would have expected it or drawn it up, but
Sure, man. I don't know. Who the hell knows? What
picks
this
up
game sometimes,
picks
man.
up the 3, 4, 5, 7. If you think about it.
Yeah, ho hum.
Again,
So easy when you're not going for it.
it's true. Did you miss what you were aiming for? Yeah. Is the result good? Yeah. Okay. Boom. That was a clobber.
Just a demolition. Right
You
there.
saw it happening too. Like that. That's the way I like to throw balls here at Spare Time.
Yeah. Look at that. So heavy on the headband. And just bow.
Yep. You got to be high and you got to be heavy. Which, other than being a fat stoner, which I worked with a bunch of them in the video game industry, it's the right way to throw a ball like while you're in Spare Time.
It's tough for the high and heavy wants to do that too.
Yep. All right. His third strike of the match.
Make
Looks
it
like he's
fun.
got it.
Get over. Push it harder.
Well, you know what?
With the breaks they've been getting, you say thank you very much and you go get your spare here, I will say.
It's not only that, but like if you're gonna not get a strike,
Yeah.
look at
Okay.
the sleeve. Look at the sleeve. 9 with a nice flat plank in front of it. So
Yep.
I see it really hard for this not to be a 20 bucks.
It's quacking and it's
Yep.
gone.
Aw, a duck reference. Spare on strike for the first time for either bowler this match, I believe.
No kidding.
I don't think we've seen a 20 bucks yet.
Well, there haven't been very many strikes. It's
No,
only
there
been
haven't.
the third,
Yep.
all from Zack. And all of a sudden, Matt
What a
Hero's going to
selfish
have
guy.
some serious work to do to get 2
Uh-oh.
points out.
Oh, got a good mix.
He's not punching in that, but he's just carrying extra pins with it.
Oh, that's 7 box. We'll have 7 fill. We'll have him at 107 through 9, and a nice little 3-pinner here, the 1-2-4.
Yep, he's going to need it for a 550 for total.
Went outside. Is it going to wrap it up?
No, not quite. Still a good ball on his object, just a hair light.
Not enough to recover from that 89 string, huh?
Oh, even with an 89, I think he'd take a 540, 546, 547, sure.
He's going to work through the onion 1 pin at a time. It's a 116 to cap off his day. A 131, 107, 104, 89, and a 116 for a 547. A little below his average of 111.2, but sitting at a possible 14-0 sweep over Matt DiPirro. I think he'll take that all day.
He got a few gifts and a couple of strings, and Matt just couldn't make that extra mark that he needed. And now he's put himself in a good position where Matt's going to need a couple.
Well, we know that Matt doesn't want to have to leave himself in a situation where all he needs is a 5 box to tie.
No, we've been there.
Oh, brutal. Sure, he's going to be shaking his head about that one for a while.
Yeah, I got
His turn.
there you go.
That's a great first ball. A nice 6'10" with a plank in front of it. Just paint the stripe.
Yeah. There's worlds where this doesn't go, but if you hit that heavy,
He's on it.
yeah, it's fine.
Whoops, wrong spot. I'll fix that while I clip and play.
And that's what he needs. One more like that. He puts himself in a position.
Couldn't agree more.
He's going to need an 86 half, by the way. That'll help right there as he drops 8 more.
Same thing, other side, just no wood.
Throws the same sort of pitch that he did last time. He should be gearing up for another fill. No, it's going to
Oh,
get
he's
by,
gonna pull it
and
tight.
that's going to hurt real bad.
He'll shave it for a 10,
Yep.
which, you know, certainly is going to want that spare, especially as he's thinking about, but not only the string, but any chance at total.
Yep.
You know.
68 pins required in the next 3 boxes. A double, it has to be on
Yep.
the menu, and he's still going to need at least 1 mark to take total here.
Well, to get the
Or
string.
to get the string, yes.
Oh, he picks up the 3-2.
Yeah, ho-hum. And this is a tough one to contend with.
1, 2, 5, 8, 9, no wood. Just throw your spread eagle ball.
Yep.
Just a little fight.
just skates by. Couldn't have missed that by
Turns
less.
his ball around the head pin.
You know, he got so far by the head pin that he took the 5 pin behind him.
Yep. I love when that happens.
Yeah, sure.
And that one's going to stay outside.
Oh, that's a tough 7 right there. He's going to need 27 pins. Totals out. Mathematically.
Nope.
He could tie total with 4 hammers, but seeing as he hasn't thrown one yet, I'm going to say it's probably not going to happen here.
Yep. 2 to go.
Maybe he's just been backlinking all of them.
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Get the
Seriously.
heck over. Are you joking?
That was, I mean, literally watched the ball out of his hand, watched everything going at it. That's exactly the strike that Corbett threw.
Yeah, the pin's still wiggling. Like, that's crazy.
Oh, no.
And goodbye, Matt DiPirro, clutch spare to give himself a chance here.
Looking to avoid the sweep.
Yep, 100 and a ball. If he drops 7, he puts himself in a good spot. If he drops 9, it's over.
That is mathematically spot on. Oh, get back, get back.
Mixing ball, it's going to be 6.
He's going to make himself have to work again.
Yep, he needs the mark to
Mark for the
win
string.
The string. He can 10 out for a tie.
That wood in the back.
You think it's in play?
I think it potentially, if he stayed, oh, no.
He's going to get by, and he's
Little
going to
bit.
need to make the 1-7 to get 1 point out of today. He's already made it. When he
And,
needs it,
oh,
it just
my.
skies over. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Good Lord.
Tough day in the office for Matt DiPirro
I got 1
as he
point.
goes 115 in that last one.
Ah.
It's going to be a 14-0 sweep for Zack Corbett. The birthday boy gets 14 points for his 21st.
Good match between these guys. You guys feel like talking?
No, yeah, that's fine. We can talk.
We can do that. All right, let me cut off that microphone.
Yep. You go ahead and do the whole shebang.
Oh, no. I still need some time to set some stuff up, but we'll get out there. Hang on 1
That's
second.
fine. That's fine. I'll get you set up and everything.
All right, good. You can do some filler.
Yep. All right, so we're looking at this right here. Matt DiPirro only left up 13 more pins than Zach. It was 41 to 54, but those were big pins in big spots more often than not. Matt DiPirro with that really tough 10 through 2 in that 4th string to give Zach 2 points. You see this. I mean, the first string, Zach put the hammer down, and then it's an 8-pin victory, a 4-pin victory, and then 2 1-pin victories for Zack Corbett, as Matt just couldn't quite carry the extra pins that he needed at the end. Credit to Zach. He put together some really outstanding balls right there when he needed to as well. So, yep, so I'm going to clear that, and we're going to get Micah Imparato up here to talk to the bowlers.
We good? We'll talk with Matt DiPirro here, unfortunately, who is on the tough end of a rough day. But on the upside, I think he gave Zach the perfect birthday present, 14-0 match.
I wanted to be nice to Zach. He just turned 21. No, in all seriousness, like, not terribly upset with my bowling. I missed a few, but definitely was on it, getting some tough breaks, splits. It is what it is, right?
So
That's why we love the sport.
absolutely. So all right, all that said and done, you say you got the tough breaks and you weren't really that upset. The last box of the 4th string where you have. So what we
That's just, yeah.
I know that you know that you hit the first half Worcester. You're looking at the like stay to the right, stay to the right. Now after the second half Worcester, where were you aiming?
Well, honestly, I actually was aiming just for the head pin, just to spray something around. But yeah, it was just like that's just how the day went, and I was telling Zach, probably picked it up like, oh, am I gonna get 2? And he's like, yeah, you should, and then that happened. So it's like it's fitting, It's appropriate. It is what it is.
You guys early on were hot, a lot of marks. Still had a lot of splits. You had a lot of splits all day long. Some were breaking up, some weren't. Were you trying to make any changes to your ball or anything?
No, I actually changed a little bit my stance. I pushed a little bit further to the right to start with at midway through this match. That did actually help a little bit with some head pin action, I noticed, a little bit at times. But other than that, it's just there was some bad bowling in there too. There's a few that I missed that I definitely should have converted and would have made a difference in points. So.
Right down the line, we were watching you in the second half. We're like, maybe this string's going to come out with a chance of total. Zach threw the strike. And then I know you had the spare. You had the 8 drop, the spare, the 8 drop, and then that miss.
That spare there would have at least got me the 2. And honestly, I was looking at total. Going into the last game, I was like, if he throws a little bit of a clunker here, I throw like a 130. You never know here. This could be interesting. didn't make it interesting, but good for him. Zach bowled great. He's fun to bowl with, so it was good.
Well, good covering you. Great seeing you.
Thanks for covering
luck
it.
down the
Yeah,
stretch.
appreciate it.
All right, birthday boy. Zach, congratulations, 14-0. How does that feel?
13-1, but felt good. You guys tied that last one? Yeah, we tied that last one. 116, 116. Oh, all right. Yeah.
We'll have to
I'm
see
glad
where
to
the
know that
extra
we're
pins
off
are.
on the scoreboards. We'll have to go back and see where we missed it. And I don't know. It's up, obviously, you guys have the official scores. We say that all day long, but we saw it as a sweep. So now, as a 21-year-old bowler, how do you feel in the sport?
Feeling better. Still don't feel any older, but
So having bowled with you a bunch in the league, I'll see you have like a rough break, a rough stretch. You really get angry. You kept it under control here despite having a pretty struggle 89 string there. What was going through your head during that?
just a lot of fun. Just trying not to think much about it and just go with it.
So you had those, I think you had 3 strikes. I don't think Matt had a single one. That last strike that you threw was huge. Were you thinking, I have to throw a hammer, or were you just trying to get your ball back on?
Throwing the same ball as throwing the last other 4 strings. All the others just split, split, split.
So you guys both came in as division leaders, I think, for this match. You were Division 3, he was Division 2, and now obviously with 13 or 14, you know, you're still staying atop your division. You have 4 matches left? 6. Oh, 6 left. Oh, geez, you're way behind, huh? So anybody that you kind of circle on your calendar that you're looking forward to?
Not really. We're kind of Jerry, Mike Smith. But then I'm trying to bowl Jerry next week and see how that goes.
Well, congrats on the day. Congrats on your birthday, and we look forward to watching this season.
Thank you.
We're out.
All right, so we took a look at the scoreboard. I did while Micah was doing the interview. We confirmed that it is a 14-0 sweep. They gave him 8 when he actually got 7. And yeah, that will just about do it. I'll let Micah take us out. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, everyone. Hope you have a great rest of your day.